The Taman Shud case. A dead man with no identity and a coded message no one can read. On the morning of the 1st of December, 1948, a man was found dead on Somerton Beach near Adelaide, South Australia. He was lying on the sand, propped against the sea wall, his head resting on his arm in a position that looked almost peaceful, almost deliberate. He was well dressed, a suit, a tie, polished shoes. He was physically fit, around 40 to 45 years old, handsome by contemporary descriptions, with unusual physical characteristics. His calf muscles were extraordinarily developed, as a dancer or an athlete might have. He carried no identification of any kind. The cause of death could not be determined. The autopsy found evidence of severe congestion and hemorrhaging consistent with poisoning, but no poison was identified. The technology of 1948 could not isolate what had been used. Whatever killed the Somerton Man was either an unknown substance or a known substance administered in a way that left no testable residue. He had not been struck, had not drowned, had not died of any identifiable natural cause. He had simply stopped living on a beach in his best clothes, looking at the sea. All the labels had been removed from his clothing. Every single one from his suit, his shirt, his tie, his shoes. This was not accidental wear. The labels had been deliberately removed neatly with scissors or a blade. Someone had carefully erased every possible identifying mark from this man's clothing before he died. This level of deliberate preparation, removing labels, carrying no identification, is the behavior of a person trained in tradecraft, of a spy. In the weeks following the discovery, investigators found an unclaimed suitcase at Adelaide railway station that had been checked in around the time of the death. Inside were clothes, all with labels removed, and tucked into a fob pocket in the dead man's trousers, a pocket so small it had been missed in the initial search, was a tiny rolled-up scrap of paper. On it were two words printed from a book, Taman Shud. It is Persian for it is ended, or it is finished. The final words of a collection of Persian poetry, called the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Police appealed to the public, and eventually a man came forward with a copy of the Rubaiyat from which the scrap had been torn. The book had been found thrown into the back seat of his car, parked near the beach on the night of the death. Inside the back cover of that book was a phone number and a handwritten series of letters in 5 lines. The letters formed no known language, no anagram, no substitution cipher anyone has cracked in 75 years. The code was referred to GCHQ in Britain and to the U.S. intelligence services. No one solved it. The phone number in the book led investigators to a woman in Adelaide, a nurse named Jo Thompson. She identified the book as hers. She said she had given a copy of the Rubaiyat to a man she knew, a man whose name she refused to give. She was visibly distressed throughout the interview. She was interviewed multiple times over the following decades and never changed her story in any substantive way. She denied knowing the dead man when shown photographs, but witnesses who were present during her identification described her reaction as one of shock and recognition. Jo Thompson died in 2007 without fully disclosing what she knew. Her son, Robin Thompson, had a son of his own who bore a striking physical resemblance to the Somerton Man. Same unusual ear shape, same hypodontia, same muscular build. DNA testing proposed that Robin Thompson was the biological son of the Somerton Man. Jo Thompson, who had gone to her grave without explaining the connection, may have been the mother of the dead man's child. A child born after a relationship she never acknowledged. In 2022, forensic genealogy finally produced a probable identity. Carl Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne, born in 1905. But this answer created as many questions as it resolved. Why was Carl Webb on a beach in Adelaide? Why had he removed every label from his clothing? Why did he have a coded message in his pocket? Why did he have a connection to a nurse who denied knowing him? And what does the code say? The Somerton Man has a name now. He does not yet have an explanation.